everyone, and it's your boy from across the pond. It is the man himself. It is UK's finest, Ricky J. And bringing you the hard-hitting takes, the boldy predictions, and straight-up banter where the bell never stops ringing, is airing live the very first time ever on Twitch and Kick. So hello to you guys in Twitch and Kick land. Is the People Wrestling Podcast. Was meant to have a co-host with me, but I unfortunately gave them the wrong day, the wrong date, so they're busy. They're in a family meal. Marcus won't be here as I'm doing this solo dolo. So do go ahead, grab your drinks, sit back, relax on this hot summer's day, like and subscribe. Those watching on Kick, those watching on Twitter, get yourself known where you're watching this, get on those comments, like and subscribe. As we go into segment number 1 here, and you guys already know what that is. And it, of course, is this one right about... Give me 1 second. 1 second, right about here. That is right. Oh, what's cooking at the table? Also, before I get into the first segment, thank you to all those that have viewed my post on TikTok. Thank you to all of those that view my shorts. Well, also that is great. As I say every single week, it needs to translate here. Just one. That is right, 1 away from 430 subscribers. So get me there, just one away. And let me know where you're watching this. Quick, YouTube, Twitch, Kick. Also, share this on Instagram. So yeah, done that as well. But what have I been up to? As per usual, the same as I am every single week. So I'm hitting the gym, clanging and banging. Did go on my walking group that I go on every single Thursday. Did go to my craft class. Continue to do the regular viewers will know what the pictures I've been colouring in, the pictures I've been designing. So I'm going to continue with that. Did go to a quiz yesterday. So the bowling club that I do Crown Green Bowling at held a quiz last night. Went and took part in that. So I'm getting out a lot more, guys. Quite a busy weekend next week. A busy week next week, should I say, guys? Not 1, not 2, but 3 walks planned. One on a Tuesday, then I've got 2 on a Thursday, 1 during the day, 1 in the evening. That's a pub walk. Next Saturday, plans of going to watch a soapbox race, soapbox challenge. So I've got that to do. So that's next Saturday. So more gym, more crafts, more Crown Green Bowling. And then, of course, next Sunday, Heatwave watch along. That's what I've been up to. That's what I've got coming up. Let me know, guys, what you've been up to, what you've got coming up as we go into segment number 2 here. That's all about Hollywood, all about the glitz, the glamour, all about the red carpet, all about the silver screen, the big screen that you can only be. That is right, movie talk. So go ahead, guys. Let me know what movies you've been watching in this last week. What movies have you got your eyes on? What movies I've been watching are these three right here. Please, guys, do make sure to share this, like, subscribe. Let me know where you're watching this. Is it YouTube? Is it Twitch? Is it Kick? Where are you watching this? Is it through your Facebook link? Is it through the Instagram link? Are you watching this through TikTok? How are you watching this? Let me know, guys. Get in those comments. Get yourself known. I will shout you out. Do not worry. As I've said, I was meant to have a co-host, but it's on me that I gave him the wrong date, the wrong time, the wrong day. I did say next Sunday because there's so many pay-per-views right now that have got coming in, and I think it's just a anyway, there's so many pay-per-views coming up. Obviously, Heat Wave next Sunday, and then Clash in Paris after that. So there's so many pay-per-views coming up that hard to keep up. So I gave them the wrong date because the next Saturday I'm going to this soapbox challenge. So this won't be happening next Saturday. It will be next Sunday instead. So that was the confusion. But what movies have I been watching? And they are these three right here. So I have watched the new Naked Gun movie starring, well, in it was Cody Rhodes and Batista. So Batista had a cameo in it. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, Batista can do any part. Comedy movies, action movies. Batista can be in any sort of role, really. And yeah, Cody was fine in it. I'm not hating the man himself, I'm just hating the booking that Cody gets in WWE. But the movie itself is actually quite good. As good as the original, but you can't really beat a classic, and that's my opinion on that. Second movie I watched was Compound Fracture, starring former indie wrestler Tyler Maines, another movie with a wrestler in. This was actually quite a decent, okay horror movie. It wasn't the worst. And the third movie I've watched was a brand new Freakier Friday. This was just okay. This was nothing special. And that's my opinion on that. It was just okay. So I have got my eyes on the Bad Guys 2 movie, and plenty more movie with wrestlers in lined up on the movie list. So you guys let me know what movies have you guys been watching, what movies are you looking forward to, what movies have you got your eyes on this month, next month, in October, November, next year. You let me know, guys, what movies you're looking forward to, what is on your watch list for the movies coming up this year and next year. Go ahead and let me know. But I'm going to play a quick ad here, and then we're going to get into some news and headlines. And Marcus may not be here, but he's sent in his opinions, his views via text, just like last week. So we'll get into that soon. But let's play a quick ad here, because it is summer. Hot weather is here. A heat wave has come through. Hot Roddy Piper has sent the hot weather, the people's hot weather, our way. So slap on that suntan lotion, grab a WWE ice cream bar, gulp down the Steve Weather, followed by Terramana Tequila, and represent, show love, show support, head to Protein T's Coleman's One, and this right here will give you more info. That is right, Protein T's Coleman's One. You get 2 shout-outs every single live, so every single podcast and every single watch-along, beginning and end of each and every live. And you get inducted into the People's Wrestling Channel Hall of Fame. So what that means for you is like an added bonus shout-out, 5-10-minute video putting over just your channel, so that's kind of a bonus shout out. So you get guaranteed 2 shout outs every single live, but another shout out. Head to Protein T Comes One, of course, everything is in the description. But let's get into reading all about it. Get out your phones, get out your laptops. News alerts coming in, because you can only be this one. This segment number 3, right about here. All right, news and headlines. 3, that is right, 3 news stories this week. So let's get right into it. Let's get into the biggest news story. Let's kick off with that right here. Give me 1 second to find the picture, find the picture. And that news story is WrestleMania to air simultaneously in the US and in Saudi Arabia. That is the rumors swirling. Apparently WWE are very much mulling this over. So let's get to Marcus's thoughts first, and I will give mine. Give me 1 second here, guys. So Marcus's thoughts is that's terrible. The time zone differences. So that's his thoughts. That's his input. I think this is just a ridiculous. I can see WWE doing this or something similar to this. I think that Saudi will get their own WrestleMania. But I just think this is a horrendous, horrible, ridiculous, stupid idea. How would this even work? The only good thing is here in the UK, the Saudi events, the Saudi shows are in a more decent time rather than 3, 4 a.m. Starting at midnight, finishing at 3, 4 a.m. So there is that. That is the only bonus, the only good thing here. Get your comments in, guys, what you think about this and the other 2 news stories I am going to cover here. But how would it even work? You're pulling fans away from the US WrestleMania. You're pulling fans away from the very first ever US Mania on ESPN. Surely Saudi would get the bigger matches. So not everybody has 2 screens to watch essentially 2 WrestleManias. WrestleMania weekend is long enough already. You think the 3 days. On the Friday you've got SmackDown, the Hall of Fame. On the Saturday you've got Stand and Deliver, and of course WrestleMania. On the Sunday you've got WrestleMania and the Slammy Awards. So it is a long weekend anyway. Multiple interviews going on, multiple podcasts going on. So it's a long weekend anyway, but they're going to make it even longer with WrestleMania US and WrestleMania Saudi. You would think in Saudi, that's where the Rock reigns would happen, but then so the US WrestleMania doesn't get anything, and my set just fell down. Me wanting guys to fix that. You get your thoughts. You're commenting, guys. What you think about WrestleMania being in Saudi and the US at the same time? Should that go ahead? Should that happen? We're gonna be 1 second here. One extra second. We're live, pal. One extra second, guys. One extra second. Sorry about this. Forget it. Give me 1 second. I will try and fix it. 1 second. 1 second. My apologies, guys. Technical difficulties. Very, very sorry. Apologies. Set fell down. Did have to fix that. So let's speed this along here. So yes, your thoughts on WrestleMania being in the US and Saudi at the same time? How does this even work? I mean, it's just a ridiculous, stupid idea. You're pulling fans away from the US WrestleMania, and how many matches is that in one day? Just, ugh. I mean, what time would standing deliveries on early anyway? How early would that be on? So there we go. That's my thoughts on the first news story here. Again, apologies, guys. So quickly getting to news story number 2 here, which is what everyone is talking about. And that is Karrion Kross gone from WWE. But is this real? Is this a work? Has he really gone? I think he is. And I don't think it's any major loss from WWE. What were they really doing with him anyway? I think he goes to TNA, either TNA or the Indies. I don't think he goes to AEW. I think he'll be another former WWE guy that gets a 2-week push and that's it. So I think he goes to TNA or the Indies. or back to WWE. This might be to get sympathy for him. Who knows? But yeah, that's my thoughts on him, on the situation. And Marcus's thoughts are, well, he's saying it could. Well, we're still not sure if this is a work or a shoot. So there we go. That's his thoughts. And the final news story here is me 1 second. Ashanti, the Adonis, released from WWE. So get your thoughts in about this, guys. I will read out Marcus's thoughts in a second. Let me just take this picture down. Me 1 extra second here. 1 extra second. So Marcus's thoughts are, Shanti wasn't making much of an impact on the product, so it makes sense. I slightly agree, but also disagree at the same time. As I say, about each and every person that gets released, you can do something with them, and I really think you could have done something with Ashanti the Adonis. Evolve is a thing. It could have gone there. So I think that's where you could have sent him. But I do think he goes to TNA and joins First Class. Get your thoughts in, guys, where you think Ashanti the Adonis goes. I'd be very shocked if AEW sign him. He's got the biggest name in the world. So, yeah, there's my thoughts about the release of Ashanti the Adonis. But before we get into today's wrestling, we're going to get into the good old days of wrestling, the yesteryear of wrestling, when wrestling used to be good. And that is with this right here. Me one, and here it is. That is right. This week in wrestling history, two notable dates this week, because on August 11, 2019, saw the debut of the Fiend Bray Wyatt, the in-ring debut of the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Marcus's thoughts about this, it's interesting to say the least. That's his full and frank thoughts. I think it was a great debut. Bray Wyatt had a great mind for the wrestling business. Hell of a character. This was somewhat of a squash match. It felt like something come out of a Hollywood horror movie. Yeah, that's my thoughts of the in-ring debut of the Fiend Bray Wyatt back in 2019, August 11th. Get your thoughts in, your memories in about the Fiend. A hell of a character, super over. And yeah, an all-around great debut. The other notable date was on August 16th, 2004. Triple H turns on Randy Orton. Give me 1 second, I'll go to Marcus's thoughts first. I'm just deleting these just to make a bit of room here. I mean, Triple H was already a heel, so him not approving of Randy Orton made a bunch of sense. But that was Raw pulling at straws and make their show interesting. Yeah, I feel like, you know, I tend to agree there. And obviously, Orton was champion for a whole month. So what did it really do for him? What did the turn really do for him? And I think, you know, I felt personally watching back then in 2004 that Orton just felt so lost after Triple H turned on him. Obviously, he beat a certain somebody we should never talk about, but a certain somebody at SummerSlam. And then, yeah, Triple H evolution, and Triple H turns on him, and then he gets beaten the month later. What did he turn actually do for Orton? He did obviously a lot more for Triple H than it did for Orton, becoming champion again. But yeah, I tend to agree. It felt like Raw was doing anything for ratings at that point. But get your thoughts in, guys, about Triple H turning on Randy Orton back in 2004 on the date of August 16th. But if you're a fan of food and drink reviews, you're a fan of cocktail making, if you are an American football fan, then this right here, the channel in the description, but this channel right here, give me 1 second. 1 second. This channel right here is definitely for you guys. That is right, channel in the description as always, and it is right here on your screens. Marcus's channel right there. Head over, like and subscribe to his channel. Check his channel out. Smash that bell, turn on that bell, turn on notifications. You don't want to miss a video, you don't want to miss an upload. That channel is for you. Food and drink reviews, cocktail making, American football speak, American football talk. That is a channel for you. Go and check it out right now. But let's get into today's wrestling. Let's get into all things AEW, all things WWE, all things Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, and everything else in between with that is right, Wrestling Roundup. As always, starting with AEW. As always, I do not watch Dynamite. Who does? Anyway, who watch Dynamite? I basically purely based off the results. So here goes. Jon Moxley knocked off Kevin Knight. Okay. Willow Nightingale, Queen Animata, and Alex Windsor defeated Mercedes Moné, Felka, and Sky Blue. Alex Windsor does seem to be getting a push, but of course that's Will Ospreay's girlfriend, so of course she's going to get a push. Cope versus Stokely Hathaway ended in no contest. Who cares? The clip that I saw on YouTube of Cope and Christian kind of reuniting. Cope looks such an old man now. Maybe that's the look he's going for, but he just looks like, unfortunately, one of the greatest of all time, I would say, in my opinion. I think Edge is. Looks just such an old man now, but there we are. Takahashi, Ishii, Brody King, and Hologram defeated and beated the Young Bucks, Kyle Fletcher and Josh Alexander. Okay. and LFI, not LFG, but LFI were on the losing end against the Ops. Okay, I'm going to give it a rating of, I'll say just above Jobber, but that is it. Let's get into Monday Night Raw that saw CM Punk coming out, then LA Knight, yeah, did, followed by Paul Heyman, set up a match for later on. Dominic Mysterio and El Grande Americano were your winners against AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Okay way to kick off Raw. Dominic and El Grande beating Styles and Lee. Good match, but went the distance. It was like 23 segments. Sami Zayn was on the winning end against Rusev via disqualification. So Rusev can't even get it. Ugh. Rusev's just been wasted coming back to WWE, in my opinion, but there we are. Roxanne Perez with a big win against Io Sky. You may have thoughts on that in a second, along with this match. For the Women's Intercontinental Championship, Becky Lynch, sorry, not Roxanne Perez. Becky Lynch retaining against Maxine Dupree. Yeah, big good win for Roxanne. I don't think this loss affects Io in any sort of way. And Maxine, ugh, God, she's all, at least she got this title shot, but she's pretty damn awful. You had, I think, it aired here in the UK. Grayson Waller coming on out, followed by the New Day. New Day gets heat, and it's really all it was. Then in your main event of the evening, the Vision lost by disqualification against CM Punk and LA Knight. Yeah. Jey Uso made the save. Out comes Adam Pearce, makes a match. The Vision then attacks Punk, Jey, and Knight. And at Clash in Paris, it will be for the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth freaking Rollins defending against Jey Uso, CM Punk, and LA Knight. Yeah. So yeah, an okay Raw, an okay main event. I'm going to give it a rating of dark match. So for those that are new here, my rating system is from Jobber all the way to main event. So Jobber, dark match, opener, mid-card, main event. So my rating system here on the People's Wrestling Channel, the People's Wrestling Podcast. Well, let's get into NXT, shall we? So Nia Jax knocked off Lash Legend. It would have made more sense for Lash to win, but that's why you've got to keep Nia looking strong. So there is that. Say his name and he appears. Joe, just checking. Joe Hendry, do you believe in him? Well, everybody believed him because he knocked off Charlie Dempsey. Cool. And Josh Briggs came out, got on the stick, followed by Yoshiki Nomura. They brawl, setting up a match next week. Kelly Kincaid did a sit-down interview with Jordan Grace. So, like I said, the Yoshiki, Josh Briggs thing, Josh Briggs, Yoshiki thing just sets up next week. The interview obviously sets up and hypes up Jordan Grace, Blake Monroe. Speaking of women's action, women's tag team action, so Kalani Jordan, Ellie Vice, Lola Vice, put away Fatal Influence. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I don't know if it's a much needed win for Kalani, but yeah, cool. Alba Fire knocked off Kendall Gray. Kendall Gray probably should have really won this match, but okay. Eden Page comes on out, followed by Tavian Heights. Tara May Seal attack, so that's setting up a match next week. And I think I might have missed some notes here. Yes, I have. So a match has been made for Heatwave. It will be Jason Jane versus Ash by Elegance versus Masha Slamovich for the TNA Women's Championship. Get your prediction in for that one. And in your main event, Dark States were your winners against Obafemi, Moose, Javon Evans, and Trick Williams. So a big win for Dark State, a much needed win for Dark State. Obviously, building momentum for them heading into Heatwave. Yeah, good NXT. I'm going to give it a rating of opener. Speed, as always, no results. It does indeed look like speed is a thing no more. So let's get it right into the purple brand, the brand ticket of a Wednesday nights, not Dynamite. Evolve. So you saw Brooks Jensen knock off Tate Wilder. I think Evolve. Well, two things. One is becoming that, just like NXT, becoming the show to watch. You never know what's going to happen on NXT. You never know who's going to turn up from what brand, from AAA, from TNA, main roster, The Undertaker, The Rock. You never know who's going to turn up to NXT. NXT is the brand to watch. Evolve is quickly becoming that. You had main roster talent on in LWO and Natalia. You had NXT talent on it, and I think it for Wendy Cho and other people that I'm going to talk about here, it's giving them a new home, and I think they would have been released if Evolve wasn't a thing. But yes, that Brooks Jensen knocks off Tate Wilder. Dante Chen defeats and beats Idris Enofe. So again, Dante Chen is another one of those. I think if it wasn't for Evolve, he would have probably been released. He would have coming in here. Let's see who this is. These are just like messages from Twitch and Kick. Okay. Layla Diggs picked up a win against Zeta Steel. Cool. And in your main event, Carmen Petrovic put in the rearview mirror, put out to pasture Tara May Steele. So again, Carmen Petrovic not getting the biggest push on NXT, but she gets a win on Evolve. Why not? So I'm going to give Evolve an opener. So let's get right down to SmackDown, the blue brand that saw Solo Sikoa coming out, get on the mic, get on the stick. Him and the MFTs, followed by Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn now being moved to SmackDown. Who cares? There was a brawl. Jimmy Uso, Jacob Fatu making the save. Nick Aldis comes out, makes the main event. You know how it goes. Alexa Bliss put away Piper Niven. I give my thoughts on that match, as well as the next one that saw The Miz and Camille Hayes in fresh tag team action defeat Fraxium, Alexa Piper, whatever, and tag team match. Well, this is the place to start the turn between Miz and Carmelo. Okay. Drew McIntyre comes on out, grabs the stick, obviously hypes up the feud between him and Cody. It looks like they're having a match at Clash in Paris. Drew's good at cutting a promo on this play. The one and only good thing really about SmackDown this week, the Street Profits defeated and beated DIY. It is good that the Street Profits are staying in the tag team title picture, but whatever. And in your main event, also fresh match, 6-man tag team action, saw Sami Zayn, Jacob Fatu, and Jimmy Uso put away the MFT. So Solo Sikoa losing another match, getting pinned again. Okay, I don't know what this does for the MFTs when the leader's getting pinned all the time. But there we are. How many give SmackDown a dark match? What really happened on it? If you missed this SmackDown, what did you actually miss? Do not miss where to add me, where to follow me, all of that. And this is the info that you need right here before we go into our final segment. And then I'm out of here, guys. But do take a look at this. That is right. Do go ahead, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. As we go into the final segment here. Now, I've not been to any shows this past weekend, but I've got 2 shows coming up. So let's get into those. What shows have I got coming up? What shows will I be attending with... One second, with Wrestling Days Out. So yes, I've got 2 shows coming up. One of those shows is tomorrow, and that is Future Shock's double header, 2 shows, 1 day, 21st anniversary double header show. I believe tickets are still on sale, so go ahead. Grab yourself a ticket for show 1, show 2, both shows. It really doesn't matter. Grab yourself a ticket for Future Shock 21st anniversary tomorrow. Let them know I sent you if you get yourself a ticket. And then the next show I've got coming up is the big one, WWE Live in Manchester house show. So I will be attending that. Did get myself a ticket. Not the cheapest, but I did get myself a ticket. So yeah, we'll be attending that on the 26th. So those are the next 2 shows I've got coming up. Do look out for the short tomorrow previewing Future Shock. But until next week, go ahead, guys, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. And always remember that it's Ricky J bringing the British bite to the fight.